All right, the info went back in the building. So I'm noticing a pattern with a lot of these SoundCloud rappers that came from that era. Once they transcend into another level of their stardom, for some reason their images changes drastically, right? And now I'm talking about Little Tecca. As y'all can see from the clip I just played, Little Tecca was in Paris at a fashion show, and this didn't look like the regular Lil Tecca, right? Now, I just learned about Lil Tecca not too long ago from one or two of his songs that I really liked, right? But the imagery that he was showing in those songs was more of a rock star wallet chain type of imagery, right? Now, clearly, this outfit that he's wearing in Paris is totally different from what he usually wears. And this is what makes me think this is how the industry come at you sideways right here. And it seems like most artists that becomes a A-lister or about to become an A-lister, they always have to meet up with Rick Owens and his wife Michelle Lamy, right? Now, they said these people are only into the fashion world, but clearly there's something else going on because these people have been seen with Cardi B, Travis Scott, and on some personal stuff like they're like spiritual healers or something. I don't know what they are, but they're around a lot of people, especially people like ASAP Rocky. And now randomly we have them meeting up with Lil Tecca while he's in Paris, dressing different and acting different than he usually is. Because they'll tell you this is a popular designer and they want you to wear their clothing at a fashion show, whatever, and you just got to wear what they give you. And the aesthetics like the fingernail paint, all that stuff. And this is how they test you in the industry to see how far you're willing to let them go, especially with your image. Because next thing you know, they're going to hit him with the Kid Cudi, a wedding dress at his next performance. And then core Tekka fans is going to say, wait, who is this guy? Right? Because I already see it under the comments of that video of him in Paris. People are really questioning what happened to their favorite artist. Now, if you know anything about this channel, it's all about patterns. And of course, Lil Tecca wasn't the only one. Also, we have the artist Destroy Lonely. Now, I didn't know about this guy during the SoundCloud era, but obviously the way he dresses, he's trying to appeal to a certain crowd, right? I don't know what crowd it is or whatever, but from his imagery, as you can see, make your own judgment. We have Playboy Cardi. He is definitely from the SoundCloud era. And the Cardi that I knew back in 2014, I wasn't a big fan or anything like that, but I heard a couple of songs from him. He looked like someone that's just from LA. You know that LA look, like influencer, whatever. But they had Playboy Cardi switch his entire look up. Now, I don't know if that was required for him to get to the next level, but whatever it was, it completely changed. And he went as far as wearing a thong, right? Now, there isn't a video of this, but it's a still photo. So it almost seems like a prop, like he was forced to do it, because where is the video? A person like Playboy Cardi is always being recorded, whether it's from people seeing him out in public or the people that's around him that's their job to record everything that he does, like a vlog, right? So where is that full video? We don't know. So this could have been staged as far as, yes, it's Playboy Cardi, but he just took that picture with that thong and then took the thong off. I don't know how that goes, right? Boom. But what is the purpose of having these type of imagery when you level up in the industry? And we've seen this over and over and over, and people pretend that there's no patterns here. You're just a conspiracy theorist. How could you possibly say that when when you look around the industry, we question everything. Everything is weird about the industry. So I'm not surprised about Lil Tecca at all, but you could see the shift blatantly in front of your face. Now, the thing is, will his supporters keep supporting him? These kids that had more information than we had back in the day. Because now they could look up the research, look at different patterns of people doing the same thing Tecca is doing right now. And it wasn't just Tekka's outfit. It was his persona, his energy, his vibe. almost like they told him to act like a bad bitch. I'm sorry. Pardon my language, right? But it's just weird. And then if we want to jump back to Playboy Cardi, he didn't just wear a thong, right? He also dove headfirst into the satanic imagery situation because he has so many different images of him installing horns in his forehead and then getting a hoodie that's horns, like so many infatuations with horns. When Playboy Cardi came out, he didn't have this type of imagery at all. So I don't know if they believe in these things and they're just trying to sell us the idea that this is what we should lean into. But I would only think that it will be very hard to not be down with these type of things, but push this type of imagery because it's like you're fighting yourself to be one way when you're not that way. And it's weird. So, Little Tecca Playboy Cardi, number one, Destroy Lonely is only a fragment of this conversation. But what is these guys seeing? Who is giving these guys these instructions to put this imagery out? And all of these guys have young audiences from probably like 8 years old to 30 years old, honestly, or probably even older than that, and probably even younger than what I just said. This shit is spooky. The moral of the story is nothing in the industry happens by accident. Everything is carefully orchestrated. So Tekka and Playboy Cardi, they are employees of bigger entities. And the minute that Tekka or Playboy Cardi decide that they don't want to follow instructions, boom, there will be a smear campaign on either one of them. So when you sign up to these industries and you seem like you're freer than the average person, you're more a bigger slave because you become slave to the things that you done acquired, the materialistic things. And you don't want to lose those. You don't want to lose the fans. So what you're gonna do when the industry propose to you that you have to do some dark shit, you're gonna do it just for your selfishness and wanting to keep all the glory and glamour that was provided to you by these entities. So don't ever look at these artists and make them think that what you have in life is not enough as far as materialistic things because you don't want to become a slave to those same things that you thought you wanted so bad in life. Oh, yeah. And in case you guys didn't know, clearly these guys sold their souls. The Informant, I'm out.